why this Oscars? You know, it's the 88th Academy Awards. It's the 88th Academy Awards, which means this whole no black nominees thing has happened at least 71 other times.
And that was just a little bit from Chris Rock's opening monologue at the Oscars Sunday night. We know who the winners are, but what were the big moments and themes from the night that will stick with us? We're joined now by WSJ Speakeasy reporter Michael Calia to discuss. Michael, great to see you.
Great to see you, Tanya.
So Chris Rock, we saw him there. Was the Oscars diversity controversy a big theme of the night?
It was the dominant theme. Chris Rock jumped right into it. I mean, the last time he hosted the Oscars, the first joke he made, and that was 10 years ago, 11 years ago, was about, you know, diversity in the nominees. There were 4 that year. This year there were none. And so pretty much his whole monologue was based on it. The jokes kept coming up throughout the night. Now,
what was the deal with that bizarre Stacey Dash moment? A lot of people are talking about it on social media.
Well, Stacey Dash, you might remember her from the movie Clueless,
yes.
About 20 years ago. She's made a bit of a name of her, a new name for herself as a conservative commentator, specifically as a black conservative commentator, taking the opposite position on, you know, Black History Month and.
Right, she called for eliminating Black.
Yeah, she says it's not necessary, and you know, she stuck up for Chris Rock and said he should stay as the host when people were calling for him to leave out of protest over Oscars So White, and so her appearance was kind of awkward because no one in the crowd really recognized her. I mean, when she made her comments about Black History Month, it was a big social media deal, but.
Right. And then really he introduced her as the new director of the Academy Minority Outreach Program. And how did that joke fall?
It went over like a Led Zeppelin.
All right. So you know, with Chris Rock, you kind of know what you're going to get, right? He's going to offend people. That's what that's what you expect. Did he ever cross the line? Do you think he'll be asked back?
Well, I think I would imagine. Why not bring him back? There were a few moments where he towed the line. I know some people in the press and elsewhere through conversations didn't care for him mentioning lynching in such a glib way. So I would say, yeah, the images of people being lynched as the grist for jokes might
cross the line.
Might cross the line for, you know, primetime ABC Sunday night.
Right.
But you know, this is what comedians do.
That's right.
No, and he never went blue, which is, you know,
surprising.
He was very. He used strong language without going blue or cursing, really.
Right. All right. He seems to be getting pretty high marks, though, across the board.
Yes. People praise him, yeah.
Michael, we've got the diversity issue. Were there any other big social issues or themes to the night?
Yes, and it really came to a head when Lady Gaga performed Till It Happens to You, the song from the documentary The Hunting Ground, which is about sexual assault on college campuses. And the sub-theme through the night was the survivors of sexual assault, sexual abuse. Not only did you have the Lady Gaga song and all those sexual assault survivors coming out on stage, it was a powerful moment. You had Joe Biden urging people to take a pledge to not be silent about this stuff anymore and to help people. But you also had Spotlight, which is about the investigation into the Catholic Church's cover-up of sexual abuse, and even Mad Max Fury Road, which everyone thinks is, you know, action blockbuster. It's about sex slaves being rescued.
Is that a little bit of a stretch, though?
No. It's central to the theme.
Okay,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's not just, you know, people weird out.
Right.
That's very central. In fact, the director, George Miller, consulted a few feminist intellectuals and playwrights and how he was crafting the script. He was very conscious of that.
Okay, yeah, so there is a theme there. And, of course, Spotlight won the Oscar, which was a big surprise to a lot of people.
Right. Coming into the night, Spotlight, The Big Short, and The Revenant were considered to be the 3 main contenders for Best Picture. But as the night went on and you saw Mad Max piling up all these technical awards, it actually led with 6 wins overall. And then The Revenant, which won Best Director and Best Actor, those are usually strong indications that that movie is going to win Best Picture. Not this time. Spotlight had only Best Original Screenplay under its belt, the first award of the night, and then the last award of the night.
It's interesting. Do you think this will sort of spark a trend of spreading the wealth among the Oscars? I mean, we're used to these sweeps where one movie wins everything.
Well, I think recently, ever since the Oscars moved to a preferential ballot for Best Picture, meaning that all the other awards are voted on by popular vote, whereas this one, there are various rounds. whatever movie ends up clearing 50% after several rounds of elimination ends up winning Best Picture. So you have a movie that could have a lot of second and third place votes that ends up winning.
Right.
You know, so they've been doing this a lot lately, actually, splitting the Director and Picture Award, which is big. Look at the Your Gravity one; it had the most awards, but 12 Years a Slave won Best Picture and only 3. Last year was a bit of an anomaly when Birdman won several, including Best Picture. A recent anomaly, I should say.
So, Michael, overall, your review for the night? How would you grade it?
Funny, edgy, and just a touch too long.
Just a touch too long.
Touch,
Aren't
right?
they always a little too long? Michael Calia, thank you so
you.
much for that.